ready.
Thank you. We apologize for being late. Everything has been like pushed back this morning, so sorry that we were late.
That's okay.
Yesterday, when we left the table, you still had questions about infusions into the insurance plan. I have taken the information, again, we can't get to the journal entries, but these are the infusions into the insurance plan. They're divided by two ways. One by the fiscal year, which runs July 1 through June 30th of each year, and one is the calendar year, which of course is January 1 through December 31. It should say 31, I'm sorry, I put the wrong date, December 31. And it shows the infusions since June of 2020 into the insurance plan. So $2.5 million in June of 2020 is captured both in that fiscal year of 2020 as well as the calendar year. FY 2021, the December and the June is captured in the fiscal year of 2021, but when you move it to the calendar year, the December payment goes into calendar year of 2020, the June payment goes into calendar year of 2021. But you can see whether they're divided by the fiscal year or by the calendar year, they both equal $21,700,000, either way that you divide the money. And $8 million has come from ESSER, has been a reimbursement from ESSER. The December 2021 payment, of which there was a $5 million infusion, $4 million was from ESSER and $1 million was from general fund. And then June of 2022, another $4 million was infused. You can see that captured in both places. And the board is expected to put another $2.7 million in before the June books close. And our June books will be officially closed in September. So that's why it hasn't been seen anywhere, but it will come from this fiscal year's accounts of $2.7 million will come before the books of June 2020 are closed. In addition, the board has seen their employer rate increase by $4.7 million in calendar year 21 and 6.1 in calendar year 22. Now those figures may not be fully actualized because as people leave the plan and we have a lower number of people on the plan in calendar year 21 than was anticipated. So I think when we look at that figure, it's not all of 4.7, but those were the ones that were agreed to as the increased employer rate into the plan.
I'm not understanding the additional 6.1 million in calendar year 22. So why was that only 4.7 in calendar year 21 and 6.1 in calendar year 22?
It was, you're talking about at the bottom?
Yeah.
That's the rate that the employer, for the plan increase. They're not reflected up here. They're not infusions into the plan. These are additional amounts of money. They're not reflected in the top.
Well, I still have some questions about that. Yeah. Go ahead, Tom.
So I guess my first question is, so there's still another $4.4 million from ESSER that will be put into the insurance fund?
No, it's in.
Because this only showed, just so yesterday we were told there was $8.4 million of ESSER money.
No. $8 million of ESSER money, $8.3 million in claims.
Okay, so there was $8 million of ESSER money. This only shows $4 million.
No, it shows 8. $4 million went in December of 21 and $4 million went in June of 22.
Okay. Oh, one says ESSER and one says ESSER. Okay. So on this number right here, the locked-in sheet that you provided yesterday, there is a number, $4,902,000. Does that number include the $4 million deposit from June of 2022 for ESSER?
Yes, it will. We
It
shall-
will or it does? That's a
It is,
different.
it is included in their totals here from Lockton. What we're showing you on the first sheet is what will be happening, the last amount will be going in. Lockton has already accounted for what they know we're putting in already. So they've accounted for it in their 4.9 at the bottom line.
So it includes the 4 million?
Yes, it does. Yes.
So,
I have one more, but I gotta research.
okay.
You're good.
So on the last offer you provided us, it's titled BPS 2023 Contribution Modeling. I'm seeing it says employer contribution, second to last row, change dollar, $7,013,847.12.
Yes.
So those are recurring dollars, correct?
Yes, that's
So where is that showing, that $7,013,000 in the projections that were provided to us yesterday?
So that is as it relates to, it's less than, as it relates to the 16.7. If you look down towards the end of the sheet from yesterday, in fees and ERAs, that 7,013,000 is less than the 16%. 16.7%. Because initially it was 17.9.
So I don't want to talk percent because I'm asking about a dollar amount right now. So where is that $7 million reflected in the updated forecast?
It's not, because what we're providing to you at $7 million is less than what Lockton is requiring or suggesting that we should put into the plan to make the plan solid, or to work towards a solid goal plan.
So I don't know if you're understanding what I'm asking based on what I'm seeing here, because it's showing that there is some kind of increase in here. Are you saying if their updated forecast doesn't include the premium increase, and we're still gonna be in the black at the end of June 2023, then I don't think we need to be talking about a premium increase. I don't. So you're saying these projections do not reflect an employer increase?
It reflects it at a 16.7% versus what the proposal is on the table.
So you wanna explain that, because
So if-
$7 million is more than $6.6 million?
I understand that, but the percentage of 6.7% is the suggested locked-in amount. What we brought to the table was 12%, 12.4%. Or it's 12.3 with a $9 million on both sides of the house.
Is this not, am I not looking at the most recent proposal you guys gave us, BPS 2023 contribution modeling,
No, that is,
June 3rd, 2022?
yeah, that's the most recent
Okay.
one.
So, I'm seeing $9 million worth of increases on that page. And then on the forecast, I'm only seeing 6.6 million dollars worth of increases. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got another question. Now you give me time to look at it.
I'm waiting for an answer.
Oh, is that, what's the question?
What's the question?
I didn't hear a
thought you were
question.
saying-
Yeah, I've asked the question several times. So this is showing in the BPS 2023 contribution modeling, I'm seeing employee contribution increases of over $2 million and employer contributions for $7 million. That's over $9 million. But then I'm looking over here and I'm only seeing $6 million, $6.6 million of employer rate increase. So
That would also include a $3 million infusion from the district.
okay, but on this 2023 contribution modeling, I don't see an infusion on here. Unless I'm missing it.
No, that's
Or would
correct.
not.
There's no
Not
infusion on here. Again, we've,
You understand what I'm saying? 'Cause I don't know how else to ask it.
From
So it says $7 million employer contribution. Are you saying that it's actually 10, that it's 3 million more than that? That's why, I think that's what is that part of the confusion?
Well, okay.
No, so from my understanding is, you're talking about fund balance July 2022 to 2023, right? Right here, right?
Yeah.
I know it, but you're
Oh,
comparing it
yeah,
to this,
yeah,
right?
yeah, so we got $2
Mr.
million
Calucci,
here, $7
I
million,
think I
and
may
then we got
understand.
$6 million.
Lockton is suggesting that $9 million is increased to the plan. Here is a proposal that shows $9 million increase, and the way that we have it out there is that 2.079 is an employee increase, and 7.013 is an employer
That doesn't match.
contribution increase. Lockton is saying, suggesting 9.622, and they are saying another infusion by the district, and another $3 million infusion by the district, therefore leaving the employee with the $3 million remaining. This is our proposal. Lockton is a suggestion, and keep in mind, I think yesterday it was on, well, I'll just leave it at that. This is our proposal on the table, and you see the infusions that the board has put in over 3 years.
All right, so I mean, from how I'm reading this, and we'll talk more about it in caucus, but it appears that you're asking our employees, and the district to contribute more than what locked-in is suggesting. So until I could have that explained to me why you're asking for a greater increase than other than the consultant doesn't know how to make a projection, which has been shown time and time again. I don't know why you're asking the district and the employees to make a greater contribution in premiums than they're suggesting. And that's how I'm reading this, and if somebody can explain, that'd be dandy. But
I have one more question.
Kyle's got one more question.
So, Dr. Green, you don't have access to this in front of you, so I will lay it out. On May 25th, 2021, the CFO gave a presentation to the board, a budget presentation. You want me to slow down?
No,
Oh, I didn't know if you wanted to write down the date or not.
I think I have it.
Okay. And on that budget presentation, they said there was emergent requirements. And one of the emergent requirements was a healthcare infusion of $7.1 million on June 30th. Another emergent requirement was a healthcare infusion by December 31st of $3 million.
Okay.
That doesn't, I'm not seeing where it shows on here, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because in June 21, it says $5 million. And then,
What were your two figures again? Because I thought I had it, but I don't have it. Or if it's
and then
on
in
here, I don't
December, it
see
shows $3 million, but $4 million of that came from ESSER.
What were your figures again on the?
7.1 and 3 million, so 10.1.
And coming from when and when?
Says, according to the budget presentation, June 30th and December 31st. According to here, there's $10 million, but $4 million of it came from ESSER.
He's looking at the budget presentation, which I don't have, so I thought I did. I had something dated the 26th, but I don't have it.
I think where this all started was a question about, did the district put the ESSER money straight in, or did they replenish what they were doing on their
And
behalf?
On this sheet, you'll see that they put ESSER money in $8 million. $4 million went in on December of 2021, and $4 million went in June of 2022. $8 million went in from ESSER. Out of $21,700,000 that we've been put in since June of 2020.
Okay, but I don't think this said it was ESSER money going in. I think this was like part of the reason why there was no money to bargain last year. Because the board had to put $10 million in the healthcare.
And last year we had those on our sheets as well. I don't have last year's papers with me, but.
Does that make sense, Ryan?
Yesterday, we read some figures, and I'd be curious where you got some of those figures, because we went to the Florida Department of Education website and found the average salaries for teachers after final survey 3, 21, 22, and some of the figures don't add up. And then you use some examples of
Right,
like.
hold on, let me get the documents, so. I mean, yesterday I was referring to raises in Lake and Orange County.
And I'm gonna talk about that.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk about raises in Lake and Orange County. So, first of all, with Lake County, establishing their salary schedule, new hires beyond February 14th of 2022 have attained a salary at $45,725. That's their minimum base salary in
That's
Lake
not their new
County.
minimum base salary.
I'm
Now-
sorry?
And now it's gonna be 48.5.
I have the Lake County sheet sent by the Lake County CFO yesterday, unless there's something new from yesterday.
This is from yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any new hire beyond February
Confused, like,
14th of
why, are
2022.
they gonna pass the Lake County salary? I'm
is
excited now.
45,725 for 0 through 14 years.
All right.
Let's double down.
I don't, all I'm gonna say is, Lake, is you can't ever compare one district to another. Here's some more things we
I
found out
need to
from Lake.
stop you on that
Excuse
because,
me,
no,
Mr.
no,
Calucci, I've
because
let
what
you-
you're saying is not factual. Literally, if we go to impasse, what we have to do is compare ourselves
understand.
to our contiguous and like size county.
Do you know what? I let you speak every day we talk. Can I finish what I learned from yesterday, please?
As long as it's true.
Lake County, in 2017,
laws.
couldn't pay their health claims. Lake County, for the last 2 years, has put all of their money into their health infusion, into their health plan as well. The thing that we took yesterday from the Department of Education, final salaries 21-22 from Survey 3, ranks Brevard as 37 in the state. I keep hearing
That is something to
I
celebrate.
keep
Woohoo! 37?
Um,
Awesome.
We have put a pretty competitive raise increase across the table. And we have agreed to many things, which I highlighted yesterday. Parental leave, pay for covering classes, $45 or $135 to $70. We have agreed to premium pay. We're going to share today an offer that is an average increase of 4%. That is, in this time period of issues that we're having across the nation, a pretty significant offer. We would ask you to consider this heavily,
You're right.
and we're going to give you some
All right,
examples
I
as
need to
why.
stop you because I sat through a board meeting this morning and there was a whole lot of dishonesty in that board meeting today. So I'm kind of at my limit of dishonesty today. I listened to the superintendent spin how our school district dropped the letter grade, but yet that's an accomplishment. Dr. Green.
We've had significant increases.
So,
across
Dr.
the
Green,
individual
what's
schools out there.
51,598.82 minus $49,990?
I don't even know what those figures are.
Okay,
so I don't know what
that
you're-
is the Florida average salary is 51,598. Brevard is 49,990. So we're $1,678.98 off the average teacher salary. Whether that's 36th or 37th in a state that ranks 48th in average teacher pay, I will not sit here and celebrate that abysmal average teacher pay.
I understand what you're saying. What I'm
That's
saying-
nonsense might work for the school board who believes dropping the letter grade is an accomplishment for our district. Being 36th in the state that ranks 48th in average teacher pay is not an accomplishment.
What I'm
And I don't know
saying-
where you're getting your figures from Lake County because we brought up the settlement right here. So
What I'm
please
saying-
share
The
that.
existing instructional salary placement
Excuse
schedule
me.
will reflect
I
the new minimum
believe,
teach
Mr.
salary
Calucci,
of
that I have the
$48,500.
We're-
I believe I have.
I'm not letting misinformation float around. We're correcting the record.
I believe I have.
Okay, record corrected. Go ahead.
This is a 4% increase. This shows that a person who is on the pay for performance schedule that has 6 years with us would see an increase of $1,033 in their salary. If we look at the tiered performance, could see a $500 tiered performance addition. There's already been an agreement for $3,400 of premium pay for a total new money package of $4,933, of which 3.26% is recurring money. Somebody's in your group that may have 16 years of experience that's on the grandfathered scale would see a performance of $775, a tiered addition of $1,200, and and because they're receiving all of the premium pay package, would see a total increase of $6,375. Any of your teachers out there with 16 years experience on the grandfathered salary schedule. People that may have 27 years experience on the grandfathered salary schedule will have pay for performance because their grandfathered is $775, a tiered increase of $2,000 along with the $4,400 premium, $7,175 for your teachers out there that have 27 years experience or more. In this day and time of what we hear all the time about increased prices, the price of gas, the price of groceries, the price of rent, the price of entertainment, I cannot imagine that you could not take this proposal to your membership and let someone say, no, $6,775 added to my paycheck for 22-23 will not make a difference. $7,175 added to my paycheck for 2022-23 will not make a difference. I want more.
Okay, so.
And I have examples to show you if you would like.
So, do you understand the difference between recurring dollars
sure
and
do.
one-time?
But I also
Okay.
understand the money that's deposited into my account twice a month. So I understand that my bank account doesn't understand the difference between recurring and non-recurring. You're
Well-
talking about retirement in Florida, retirement system, and let me just say, we have so many things on the table, among which is a millage. And we've talked about how that could benefit the teachers as part of the Florida retirement system. We have, the money that we have that's recurring is the money that we have that's recurring. We have ways of getting more money for that, and we need to get beyond this process so that we can get moving on to the next process, which would be the millage.
We have the millage money to spend today?
Yeah. Okay. Are you done?
Yes.
Okay. So, FRS knows the difference between a bonus and
Yes,
salary
they do.
increase. The IRS
Absolutely.
knows the difference between a bonus and salary
doubt.
increase. Okay? The bonuses are from the federal government. BPS didn't do anything but sign on the line for those bonuses. Let's not act like it was some great cost-saving effort. No, the Secretary of Education directed school districts
But
to
they
use
could have used that money for other things.
Oh.
Absolutely, they could have
They
used that money for
did
other
use
things.
the money for
Sure
other
they
things.
did.
I was just in an office today and I smelled some nice fresh carpet that was bought with
Well,
ARP
that
money.
didn't come out of ESSER funds.
It actually did come out of, it came out of the ARP grant. So yes, I know it did. I mean, that carpet looked beautiful there. It won't have too many teachers stepping on it though, because they're all leaving while you guys get new carpet. So you've come back today with what, an increase in the offer of $600,000? Is that what you
We've
brought
gone
back?
from a total package of 3.5% to 4%. 4% raise in this day and time period, and a total package of 13 million with everything else that we've agreed to.
And just to be clear to our teachers listening, the bonuses are coming, they're ratified, they'll be in your bank accounts in September, the first raise, first bonuses. So you guys can try to leverage that all you want, but it doesn't change. Those things are heading to our teachers' accounts. So do thank the federal government for providing those bonuses. And that's just the truth of the matter. I mean, so do we still want to talk about how these are less than our surrounding districts? Because I think we've kind of talked about that. You know, you
You
can,
cannot compare our district with other districts when you look at everything included. Insurance.
no, literally
Minimum
read
base
this.
pay,
Oh.
previous years of experience,
Okay,
or
look.
of raises.
All
You're
right.
talking about one
If-
data point.
Is Orange County a contiguous county of Brevard County?
I believe it is.
Okay, all right. I could be in Orange County from Titusville in about 12 minutes. Okay, it is. It's right there. So that is one of the data points that a magistrate would look at if this deal doesn't move. And you want to talk about their insurance? Let's talk about their insurance. Their rates are frozen. Their employee-only plan has no charge to it.
Again, I can't tell you what they've done over the last 7 years.
But you could
I
tell
can
me it
tell you
doesn't
what
matter.
We've done over the last 7 years with employee rates.
Could tell me what.
And we haven't raised them once.
How many times have they? The rates were raised 2 years ago. The rates were raised 2 years ago. You raised the rates on the gold plan 2 years
Created
ago.
a new plan because of the issues that our insurance fund has been facing, which are not, we're doing everything that we can do to have people take ownership of their home. The plan
So-
is all of ours. It's not just for our public schools. It's the employees' plan as well.
So, Dr. Green, so with this employee in the 6 to 10 years, that's gonna get the $1,533 raise, if they have a family on the gold plan, what's the raise gonna look like? What's the recurring amount gonna look like after that? I think it's gonna look like $500 is what it's gonna look like.
We only have, I believe, 400 employees, maybe fewer than that, on the family plan. So out of a teaching base of 4,600 on the gold family.
Right.
On the gold family plan, 448 teachers out of 4,600 will have an increase of, what was the total? $500 and some dollars, yes, 446 of them. But what about the gold plan member who is in that same category, who's an employee only on the plan?
Good for them.
That will say see all 5,000. We have 2,168 of those employees.
I had asked Dr. Mullins, our school board chair, to be at this meeting so they can explain to our teachers why they should take this offer. Did they take me up on that?
We are your negotiating team. I know that you're not enthralled with seeing me every day, but
Well,
we are the people that are bringing the messages and the information to you.
no, but I mean,
They do
they're,
not sit at the
I
table.
heard it today. I mean, they appreciate our teachers so much and the work that they've done and, so I'm just wondering, can they come here and tell the teachers, or are they expecting me to cram this crap deal down their throats?
Again, this is a 4% raise. I cannot believe that anyone would be saying 4% is a quote crap deal. 4% is pretty significant in this day, time, and age. It's more significant than what they've been able to offer in the past, how many years, Mr. Calucci? How many years since it's been a 4% raise?
Well, are you bragging about how long you've
I
gone
can't-
without a decent
listen,
raise?
I can't-
Yes, it's been 3 years since we've gotten a decent raise, so, I mean, all right.
We have 4%.
I don't know what you're celebrating today. This is still lower than what we know from our comparable counties. You want to talk about the totality of the deal, except about the health insurance.
We cannot compare all of the issues in
I-
a contract and all of the money issues in every county over the last 6 years with one data point. We can't do it.
What's average teacher salary? We don't want to use that. Orange County salary, we don't want to use that. Insurance rates in other districts, we don't want to use
They're
that.
all-
We don't want to use
they're
Lake
all
County.
different situations than what Brevard Public Schools is. This is a 4% offer. It is a stretched thin, true, significant raise offer. With a tiered increase for people who you have said over and over and over and over again have been looked over by the state with their legislation. I can tell you, we have a community out there that clearly understands that you may have in a building a brand new teacher and a 15-year teacher right next door to each other with $300 difference in pay. They get the fact that that is a total dysfunctional way to handle business, which has been enthralled upon us by the state of Florida. They're willing and ready and able to support our veteran teachers. We need to get there to them. Turning this offer down puts a crimp in that whole process.
You know, the other piece of it, though, you're not saying is we have a group of teachers in the 6 to 10 year range who are getting the exact same amount of money as a beginning teacher, and look at where they are on this tier.
Well,
They're getting less.
On this tier, if you're at 6 years, you're getting a tier. If you look at the second column.
Yes, but you're still going to be at the beginning pay.
It's not 4%.
But you're gonna get 500 more than what you are, and they're not at the beginning pay right now.
Like I said, I've heard a lot of
I'm
charities.
at the beginning, hold on, I'm at the
Yes,
beginning.
you're right, I said that.
I'm at the beginning pay right now.
Yes, you
And
are.
there's a lot of other teachers at
You
the
would get
beginning pay too.
$500 more. And again,
Like,
over the years, what we've heard about is the
You would be
compression
getting
and
more, but
the
it's
veteran
less dollars.
teachers, and we're trying to address.
hold on, I gotta
that.
ask a question, I'm sorry. Dr. Green,
Yes.
so I'm at the beginning pay right now, how much would I get?
I believe, yep, I believe you would get, 1,033 for pay for performance.
Okay.
$500 tiered. Your
Okay.
$3,400 for your premium, so your take-home pay would be
Hold on,
$49.33.
just hold on 1 second. Dr. Green, what is my minimum base salary right now?
4,700. Oh, and on top of that, you would, the increase, the minimum base salary increase goes up. So
Oh.
you're correct, so that's even more.
Oh, so,
I didn't add that.
I know, Dr. Green, because I wanna go back to what you just said, so how much will I be making? The same as a what?
Are you talking about the minimum base salary, or are you talking about all the additional things that you're gonna get?
What additional things?
I just said, if you're a first-year teacher, you're not getting 1,033 because you don't have pay for performance. You're a first-year teacher. You're not getting a tiered increase because you're a first-year teacher. You're not getting the first retention bonus, retention premium pay, or the longevity,
Yeah, I know
which not
that.
everybody's getting longevity. So if you're a first-year teacher, you're not getting that.
I just wanna be factual that under this plan, and I know that's not all your fault, I will still make the same as a first year teacher.
As a minimum base salary, but there's a lot of other things that are going to be included in that,
No,
including
that's
your
not-
pay for performance of $1,033.
Dr. Green, I would pause and I would look at the sheet, because what the sheet says is not, and what you're saying does not add up. I'm not trying to be mean, but it just, I will be at the minimum base salary.
You will have a minimum base salary of $49,082. You will get $1,033 for your pay.
I don't get that on top of the minimum base salary. So just,
Okay, can you say that? So-
Yeah. Yeah, the first time we came to the table, it was calculated in a way that a teacher in your position would keep their performance and their grade adjustments, but we changed that at your recommendation,
yeah, because of cost savings, right?
at your recommendation,
Because of cost savings, though, right?
at your recommendation.
So you can't.
What are we cost saving? What did you want to cost save
We're
with
gonna
that
stay the
process?
same on salaries regardless of what we calculate.
Okay.
So again, a first-year teacher is not going to get the $500 tiered increase.
You're going to get it, but you're still going to get the minimum base
I
salary.
You're not going to get the.
So what would his salary
retention
be?
pay.
What would Kyle's salary be? What are you going into your 7th year?
No, Dr. Greens is getting confused, that's why I asked her to pause. Not trying to be mean. Rebecca's correct, it's gonna be the same as a new teacher. We requested that because it saves money. And that was a cost saving measure, but all I'm saying is let's be factual about the conversation we're having.
Take home $52,982.
Where do you get that from? Sign me up today.
Hang on a second. So your minimum base, $49,082. $500 tiered, right, is $49,582. $3,400 in your non-recurring
Dr.
premium
Green,
pay.
Dr. Green.
$52,982 is what you will see in paychecks this year, both recurring and non-recurring.
Oh, okay, you're adding the non-recurring.
Yes, I added the non-recurring. to a first-year teacher who will be at 49,082.
All right, I'm resubmitting our, comp time proposal from yesterday. I'm not, there was some more smoke being blown yesterday about policy. We can't do things because they're not in policy. That's never guided our negotiations before. We agreed to parental leave before we had a policy. The fact that you don't want to empower administrators to make the best decisions for our schools and our students and our employees is concerning. So we're resubmitting that.
We have an MOA we'd like to bring to the table, has to do with retention and recruitment. Since school grades were brought a day or so ago, this is my we have tiered our schools for priority purposes. The tiers of the schools are on the back. A tier 3 school is a school whose letter grade was a D, which requires, for those which require additional extensive assistance as identified by Leading and Learning. And tier 2 schools are those whose school year 22 scores indicate the need for additional support in order to increase performance. This is a 3-part recruitment and retention bonus for those employees in the schools. The first part would come on the paycheck of October 14th, 2022. For tier 3 schools, it would be $1,000 for anybody who is hired to, or hired for, transferred to, or was a current employee of the tiered schools. $700 for a tier 2. The second payment would be those people who were in active status as of October 1 and continue to be there February 28th, and they would get a second payment of $1,000 or $600 for tier 2 schools. And then those people who finished the year out, who had started within the 99 days before the end of the year, so that would be January 6th, they have at least an effective evaluation and they commit prior to April 1st that they're going to stay there for school year 24. And they remain active on August 30th of 2023, they will receive another $1,000 in tier 3 or $700 in tier 2. Non-benefits eligible teachers receive half of that all the way through.
How are you paying for this?
What is the total cost?
The total cost is, I believe,
Oh my gosh, I don't see that.
I think it's 2.5 for teachers.
And where are you getting this money from?
I believe it is from ESSER, I believe.
Well, I'd like to,
Not 100%
I'd like to see where this money's coming from, because it's the same old story. Somehow yesterday,
It's one-time payment, it's not recurring funds, it's one time. It's for those, it's based on school year 22 grades and it's payable for FY 20, school year 23. It is coming from ESSER payments.
and what is the definition of a benefits eligible teacher versus non-benefits eligible?
It's 25 or more than 25 hours a week, more than
Yeah, no, they weren't, that's what I was-
Yeah, these, something's inaccurate here.
No,
These weren't all, it says here that tier 3 schools are D schools.
They're
These-
D schools or those which require additional extensive support by the district. It's both. D schools and those which require additional extensive experience.
Well, okay, that's not what it says.
I may have missed a word. I'm happy to go back and.
No,
read
that's
that
not
first
what the
paragraph.
memo says.
Yeah, it just says tier 3 schools are those whose school year 22 school grade is a D.
And those which, I probably typed over it, I've made several
Is that
changes to it,
24
but,
schools?
and those which require additional extensive assistance as identified by Lady and Mark. Tier 2 are those which just require additional support to increase performance.
Todd, did you-
So, could you please, Mr. Fuji, add and those which require? It's got requires, but and those which I probably typed over it. I know I did, because I did have comments in there.
And how are we defining teachers? Will that include, under this definition, is it the state definition of teachers? Or is it, will it include media specialists? Will it include support specialists? Will
Yes,
it-
yes, yes,
all members of the bargaining unit?
yes.
That probably needs to be stated if we were to consider this, that that's important language.
Okay. Did, want to come back and talk?
Uh, Sure.